Could the New York Jets use both pick number 4 and number 10 and draft defense in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft? We're going to discuss why that might be an option for Joe Douglas and the Jets. Let's go ahead and let's get after it. Before we get into the video, if I could get you to please jet up the like button, and if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I want to let you know we'll be live this upcoming Wednesday night. We'll be live streaming and discussing all things Jets offseason. The link for that stream will be in the description. Myself and many other Jets fans have been clamoring all offseason for Joe Douglas and the New York Jets to be very aggressive in adding weapons and protection for Zach Wilson, not only so he can be a very successful quarterback, but also so the New York Jets can appropriately assess him so that moving forward, we know what we have at the quarterback position. Having said that, though, there are a lot of people that are also clamoring for the New York Jets to spend, pick number 4, pick number 10, and even in some cases, using both of those first round picks on defensive players. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the reasons why some fans and myself see the logic in going and double dipping and taking 2 defensive players in round 1 of the 2022 NFL Draft. The first and maybe the most obvious reason why fans are talking about the Jets double dipping, taking defense at pick 4 and pick 10 is because quite simply, it might be the best player available when they are on the clock. Guys like Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame, very well could be available at the 4th overall pick. Kayvon Thibodeaux, there's a lot of buzz right now saying that he will be on the clock at number 4 overall. The edge rusher from Oregon. What are they going to do? What are the Jets going to do? Are they going to take their defensive player here, the best player available, or are they going to opt for protection or weapons for Zach Wilson? I don't think they're going to take a receiver at that spot, but would they maybe opt for a Ikem Ekwonu? Are they going to opt for an Evan Neal if he slips a little bit? It's going to be very interesting to see how they decide on that player. At the 10th overall pick, it's a very similar conversation. Linebacker Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, these are guys that are definitely, if not top 10, right on the cusp in that conversation. There are going to be some cornerbacks. I think Ahmad Gardner makes a ton of sense at that 10th overall pick. And then if they don't take a pass rusher at that 4th overall pick, there are going to be a bunch available at the 10th overall spot, or potentially could be available, that a lot of fans are starting to get a lot of excitement for. Jermaine Johnson out of FSU, George Karlaftis out of Purdue, Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. There are a lot of dudes defensively that are in this conversation inside the top 10. So again, what are they going to do? Are they going to opt for the best player available, or are they going to lean offensively? If you're looking for another reason to potentially double dip and take defense at pick 4 and 10, just rewind the clock a little bit and take a look at the 2021 defense for the New York Jets. Allowed over 500 points during that season, couldn't stop the run, couldn't hit the quarterback, couldn't create turnovers. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Couldn't get off the field on defense on 3rd down, couldn't hold them to 3 points in the red zone. Our issues defensively are extensive, and that is putting it mildly. So I get it. Like, some people want to go very aggressive in free agency and fill some of these holes, and we will. We're going to do that. But you can't possibly fill all of the needs in just free agency with all of the problems that we have defensively. So by going in the first round and potentially getting yourself an edge rusher and a player either to play linebacker or DB to help to create some of these turnovers that we talked about, I think it's a valid point to make. And again, winning in the NFL, there's many ways that it can be done, and defense absolutely can help to turn the Jets around. We've only won 6 football games in the last 2 seasons. I think it's fair to say that if we improve the defensive side of the football, we're going to see more wins in 2022. Two of the biggest culprits for the 2021 New York Jets season going the way that it did was number one, not being able to sustain drives on offense, going 3-and-out, getting a first down, and then having to punt. And it killed the defense. It wore them down. By the end of the game, they were completely gassed and just couldn't get off the field. Vice versa, the defense, after the offense would go 3-and-out, they couldn't get off the field. And there were games, and I'm sure you remember this, in the first quarter, the Jets would struggle with the football, would punt the football, and then the defense would allow a 7, 8, 9-minute drive to start the game. And at that point, it's a compounding issue. The Jets offense can't stay on the field, so the defense is worn out, and then the defense can't get off the field, and so the offense is completely out of rhythm and out of sync. So the time of possession is just dreadful for the New York Jets. So improving the defense is going to help to fix that problem. It's going to slow it down a little bit. The offense is going to have more opportunities to possess the football and to get into a rhythm in a much quicker fashion. In addition to fixing the time of possession issue and the number of possessions that the Jets offense gets, another thing that will help if you improve the defense is the starting position for the Jets offense. So where they begin the drive will be improved if you help your defense out. So pushing the opposing offense back into their own side of the field is going to create a field position advantage. You're going to be starting your drives beyond the 30-yard line and closer to midfield, which is ultimately one of the determining factors in winning football games. Where are you beginning your drives? And so by having a defense that not only can stop the run, can get after the quarterback, sack the quarterback, but also create turnovers. The more turnovers you create, the more likely you are to be starting in plus territory situation. And again, that's going to help a young quarterback. That's going to help an offense that is young in general. So creating those turnovers, creating a shorter field will be made by the defense. Depending on what the Jets decide to do in free agency and in trade prior to the NFL draft is going to determine a lot of what they're going to do at the top of the draft. If they go out there and they sign a James Daniels or a Laken Tomlinson to play guard in the offense, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense for the Jets to draft an offensive lineman at the top of the draft. The same thing could be said for the wide receiver position. If they go out there and they sign an Allen Robinson, a Chris Godwin, if they trade for a Calvin Ridley, do we really need to draft a wide receiver at the 10th overall spot? And I think that's kind of where a lot of fans are really we're all very much anticipating this upcoming free agency to really see what is the plan for the New York Jets. And I can tell you right now, if they decide to do those two things, there's a really decent shot that they do, in fact, go double defense at the top of the draft. To wrap this up, my preferred option is that they go balanced in free agency, in trade, in the draft. Work on both sides of the football. I don't want to be one of those fans that says, we got to fix the offense, we got to fix the defense. I think it's both. They got to fix both. And there's no sense really in my mind in putting one side of the football off when they really both just need a ton of help. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What are your thoughts on the idea of potentially double dipping defense in round one? Do you think they'll do it? Do you think there's no chance in hell? I really do look forward to reading and responding to all of the comments that you guys leave. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Go Jets. And I'll see you guys next time.